Alright guys, TacticalRab again today. Hope you're doing well and enjoying your day so far. Scump made an appearance on Super Bowl Sunday. So much reaction to this from the man himself, but also around the Call of Duty community. But also the Seattle Surge made a roster change just the other day. A controversial one at that, with, we believe, iLLeY out of the roster. No official announcements though from the Seattle Surge, and that's actually what's going on. But it seems they've taken a strange step to remove a video of iLLeY from their YouTube channel over the last day or so. What is going on right now? Why are they trying to erase evidence that iLLeY was on this roster? Very much interested to your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always, I'd greatly appreciate it. Firstly, the Challengers Cup's going down around the world. There were some interesting results, it's got to be said, yesterday in the European side, but also in the North American side. Firstly, in Europe though, Real and his team with Vortex, Mythics and Weeman, they got the victory over there. You got to feel bad for this Real kid, right? I mean, people were joking around that Real's appearance in the COD League was slightly shorter than how long Scump was in the Super Bowl for yesterday, at least in the commercial that we'll dive into. But yeah, for this guy, right, because he's clearly a very talented player. He gets bopped out of the Ravens team because of the visa issues, comes back over to Europe straight away, wins the next Challengers Cup that he enters. So, and look, he didn't show out particularly well on that Ravens team, but neither did anyone at the time. They were just pretty shambolic. GodRx is gone. Real, of course, gone for TJ. Felony is in. Well, used to be Fellow, now he goes by Felony again, so that's how, you know, I think it's better, to be fair. And their team looked pretty good at the major, so I do hope that Real can have a future still in COD. I think he will have, but man, it's tough, right? Because he's seen guys like Nastie go to Thieves, he's seen guys like aBeZy go to Surge, and he's like, hang on a second, why is my organisation so bad that I couldn't get my visa sorted out? Speaking of Cammy, actually, and of that Los Angeles Thieves team that got rid of, well, Cammy for Nastie, he was playing yesterday in the North American Challengers Cup, of course, on the Boston Breach Academy. Now, I would share this clip of the audio, but I can't share it because it'll get the video demonetized, because Cammy's back at it again, baby, standing on business, dropping his favorite word. You guys know, if you guys know the story, the sensitivity training, what Cammy got done in for by Toronto Ultra when he was on that team back in the day, and he said a certain word on Twitter. The Toronto management weren't so happy with it, and, well, they made him go through the sensitivity training, and as soon as he did, he was absolutely frying for the next couple of seasons, well, especially from then to the end of the year. So maybe sensitivity training Cammy is officially back in business, because, yeah, he dropped the word a couple of times right here as they put these boys pretty much in the 30-point club, and look, Cammy's been looking really good in challenges so far, and maybe that's not a massive surprise, but there has been immediately some talk about, you know, where he could maybe fit back in the CD element. It's tough, right, because Cammy's last few years in the league, he's pretty much always been a starter, right, and he hasn't been so good. Now he's out of there, but immediately, you know, arguably he's too good for challenges, but you could say that about plenty of players. They didn't win the tournament though. This team, Yeez, Pentagram, Cammy and JurNii, is the Boston Breach Academy. It used to be Doug, right, in Cammy's spot, but now Cammy's in instead of Doug. And I'm not gonna lie, this result was not particularly pretty for the no Doug, no dub camp, because, well, it looked like Boston were probably gonna win this one, right, because of course Doug retires, Cammy's now in, and yeah, they did pretty well in this tournament. They didn't win it though, as I'll get to in a second. I don't really understand how there were so few engagements on the other side. I mean, Cruz had 5 kills, Major Maniac had 8, Gunsy had 8, JurNii had 11, Yeez only had 6 anyway, so pretty ridiculous map to be fair, but they eventually lost in the finals here. I think they got iced for a long time, like there were big delays between the winners finals and the grand finals, so not ideal, but they did go down to the Houston Spartans. That is the team of Rex, Spart, Fire 40 and Prolude, so Fire back in business, pretty cool to see. Spart was the MVP of this one, if you look at least the overall series numbers, as we can see right about here. But I gotta say, it's interesting, right, because Donnie Temp left this team, right? I mean, I think he left, or I don't know, they broke apart a little while ago. Temp was out of there, he joined a new team. They finished top 256 because they got forfeited in that weird circumstance that we talked about yesterday. But, you know, these guys now won the tournament, right? So fair play, Spart did really well. And I think teams will be keeping an eye on this, right? Because now a lot of the top guys and challengers have been re-signed. But, you know, for a guy like Spart, not out of the realms of possibility at all that in the next round of roster changes, post Major 2 or whatever, Spart could be a key option for some of these teams to keep their eyes on. So these are the champions around the world. Congratulations to all involved. But as I say, speaking of teams that might need to make more changes in the future, we've got to mention the Seattle Surge. This was a very interesting spot yesterday here by Cody, who says, possible news for the whole Surge thing. Surge YouTube channel deleted iLLeY's intro video. Up until today, they had one for everyone. So I thought, okay, let me have a look at this. So a couple of weeks ago now, pretty much around about the Boston nothing major. They released these rapid fire videos with their players. So they had a teaser, then they did one with Hook, with Arcetes, with aBeZy, and presumably they did one with iLLeY as well. Now, I tried to find this on like Wayback Machine or something just to see if they actually did do one. I couldn't find it. What I did though find is like in this teaser that they did here, and they actually put it on the Twitter as well for quite quite a period, really, 2 minutes 33 on this one. We can see that on the couch they had all of the fellas, right? Rambo is there, iLLeY is there. So, they must have had a video, as Cody says, on their YouTube channel, which I'm not gonna lie, I never watched. But, I'm pretty sure they had one with iLLeY. I'm sure some of you guys watched it if it actually did exist. They must have done, right? I mean, there's no way they didn't. They had one with Hook, one with Arcetes, one with aBeZy. They must have had an iLLeY one, went up around about the same time, that is now gone, because they clearly recorded it with iLLeY. So, I don't know if it never made it onto their YouTube channel, or whether it did, because, we can see right here that there was one with, well, here he is on the couch. So it just makes this storyline even stranger as to exactly what is going on right now, because they've confirmed officially the Seattle Surge that aBeZy is coming in. They have not said who's going to be replaced. I imagine the league themselves will at some point confirm it. I mean, usually when a team change is made, the league does a graphic to say this player out, this player in. Of course, usually the team themselves confirm which player out, which player in, but we just don't know. Is iLLeY dropped? Is he gone? Is he on the bench? Like, what are the reasons behind this? We just don't know. And maybe you can argue that Surge are wise not to give more information because, it carries other repercussions and controversies, but I still think they should say something, because it only exacerbates the issue by not saying anything, especially when you're going to kind of silently delete a YouTube video about iLLeY. It's like, is that their way of telling us that iLLeY's the one gone? Or is that their way of trying to erase iLLeY's time on the team from existence? I just really don't know why this would be done, why it seems necessary, and what the future exactly is going to be. Because if Surge haven't announced it yet, I don't know when they're going to announce that iLLeY is gone, unless they just turn up to the Major 2 qualifiers and be like, yep, well, here's aBeZy, and nothing more to say on the matter. But it feels like one of those things that they wouldn't necessarily do if iLLeY was still part of the team, right? I mean, if he's just been benched, why would you, at least seemingly, delete a video about iLLeY from the YouTube channel if that's exactly what's happened? It doesn't make much sense if he's just been benched, because if I'm Surge and iLLeY stepped away for whatever out-of-game reasons that we've discussed in the past, then I think the plan, at least if I'm Surge, would be to try and get iLLeY back in the team. He's been the best player of that roster pretty much unanimously so far this season. So whatever's going on, if iLLeY can, be well and healthy and whatever to compete again in the near future, you'd think that it'd still be part of the team in some respects. And I don't know, but them doing this is just strange to me. So very much intrigued to your thoughts and your kind of analysis on this in the comment section below. We've got to talk about the Super Bowl as well. I always find it funny during the Super Bowl Sunday what some of the reaction here is. Here's iNsight repping the Niners, and, iNsight was not so happy with how this all turned out, of course. Me, if the 49ers lose the Bulls as iNsight, and yeah, we get this one here from Envoy. And Slasher, of course, who's, from California, he weren't so happy with the result of this one. Of course, I was asleep. I didn't watch the bowl. I don't know if there's any dodgy refereeing decisions. I know there was some debate either way. People always say that it's rigged, don't they, right? Because the whole Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce thing, people say, isn't that right, that they basically rigged it for them to win the bowl because it's good for the storylines or the media or the viewership or whatever. And I can see why people are saying that, to be fair. I don't know if there's really any evidence to support that kind of analysis. This is pretty funny as well, to be fair, for the Breakdown podcast, because pretty sure your CDL pal did this tweet. But, he's also in the replies talking about the, the situation. But we did see this, of course. This is a Super Bowl commercial that came out the other day for Mountain Dew, right, with Scump making a very brief guest appearance right about here. And I wasn't actually 100% sure that it was going to be in the Super Bowl, but yeah, it was. That was the appearance, by the way. That's how long Scump was on it for. So I just wanted to share for you guys what Scump had to say on this on stream the other day. And the actual explanation that this is why, I'm pretty sure at least, based on what he says, he had to shave off the moustache. We know that he was rocking this moustache for the start of his final season. He had it going, and then, he kind of got rid of it without much explanation. Now it's kind of back in business. So this really was the reason why they wanted him to be clean shaven, I guess, for this this thing that they did. And I actually did the calculations as well on exactly how long Scump's piece was. Maybe you guys can guess. I'll just share the clips now.
That is why.
America's sweetheart. And I just love It's me, America's sweetheart. And I just love having a blast. A Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Kids party? Having a blast.
Hold on.
Stuck in an elevator?
Hold on, I'm trolling it. I'm absolutely trolling it.
Having a blast. Winning.
There he is. There he is. It's not for long. Hold on. How long is it? Do I get at least a second on there?
Having a blast. Winning.
12.
Losing.
All right, it's like 3/4 of a second. But I'm still in that shit.
Losing. Having a blast. Winning. Losing.
I'm in that shit, dude. I'm in it for like 3/4 of a second, but we're in that shit. They even got the chat. They couldn't use any of y'all in the chat though, cause you guys are fucking trolls. If you guys wouldn't have trolled so hard.
Losing.
But yeah, here's the rest of the commercial.
Probe me.
This is why I shaved. That is why I shaved. Look at that fucking glorious stash. They didn't want too many stashes in the commercial. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be in a Super Bowl commercial. When the bowl is on, I'm going to be fucking glued to the screen. I'm going to be glued.
Winning. Winning. Winning.
So when I looked into this on the editor, Scump's period on the show was exactly 29 frames out of 30. It's like, okay, 30 frames in a second, let's say, go by that metric. Scump was on screen for 29 frames, so he had just a smidge under a second in the commercial. It's pretty funny that he didn't quite make it to a second, but nonetheless, I thought it was pretty cool, and just goes to show, like, what an important piece of gaming property Scump has been. Not even just gaming, really, but just as a personality in general. And yeah, the moustache had to go, I guess, for this, and now it could be safely back in business. It's pretty funny. This is also cool as well. From Muddock tweeted this out when, of course, they're watching the bowl with the guys, and clearly they knew it was about to happen. So here comes Courage, getting ready to go, and everyone's celebrating, seeing Scump on the screen. So yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. It was nice to see Scump was really happy about this as well, like, because obviously, as he says, "Mum, I made it," Super Bowl commercial, and everyone was gassing him up. So yeah, I thought it was a great little story, really. Maybe more to come in the near future, and there were some great memes and copy pastas being generated as a result. But very much interested your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Take care, and I'll see you next time.
And on, dude, look at this guy.
That before. Here we go.
So
Hold on.
bad. Nice.
Phantom go. Short barrel.
No.
Yeah, 25 seconds. That's a lot of time here, Zinni.
What's stuck?
1v4. Very simple.
Let's go, Zinni.
Come on now.
Zinni, you're actually a beast, bro. Let's go.